Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube video. This is probably the biggest video project I've done so far. So now let's get started. In this video we spot buses in Brighton. It's quite Christmassy though, and I've been busy that day, so I actually started at nearly 3 in the afternoon. So most of this video is going to be dark. I started quite far away from the city centre, so now let's board the bus back to the city centre to spot more buses. Now of course I'm not going to board this one because I don't know. By the way, that beep sound is the mid door closing, if you wonder. There it comes, my bus is coming. It's still a frog face, but it's on Route 1, so let's board that bus. So now let's walk down to the back so we can listen to the engine. So in case you wonder, this is a right StreetDeck. It has it's integral, which means the chassis is built into the body. Brighton Hove has quite a lot of them, and the engine is Mercedes-Benz something, and it's a 4-cylinder, ironically, since most double-decker buses have 6-cylinder engines. This one has 4 cylinders because it's lighter and it doesn't need as much power. It's lighter because it's integral, and the gearbox is, I think it's a ZF Eco Life, because that comes as a standard with this bus, doesn't it? Unless I'm wrong. And the downside of this bus is that it's a bit shaky when it idles, and it's a bit shaky. It's just a bit shaky in general. I think that might be because of the fact that it's integral, but the sound of Mercedes-Benz engines is quite nice. They've got a similar sound on the Mercedes engined street light.
The next stop is Sussex Square.
And I chose a rainy day. Well, I didn't choose it, but it just happened to rain when I went, and I actually knew that beforehand because I checked weather. And to be honest, I quite like the rain. It's not really brilliant for your cameras, and my cameras got a bit wet, but to be honest I don't really care. Actually I do. It's just that I sort of abuse them, and as long as they're not soakingly wet. And also I like the rain because it looks quite nice, and I like seeing the wiper movement. Now if you want to skip this ride, go to 17 minutes and 46 seconds of this video.
is Hall. Sussex County Hospital. Is College Place.
I don't really want to sit down because I'm really wet. No, I've never had to one stop to do that, but I can't remember boyfriend name because he's busted it. I said to him I left it at work last night and I lost it at work last night. I fell out of the pocket.
Was that one of those car key things?
Yeah. £5 to replace.
Are they?
Yeah.
What, they're giving you them free?
No. But for the yearly bus ticket, it's only about £50 a month. £50 for the year.
You got credit on there?
No. Yeah, but pay £50 for the whole year rather than £50 a month.
The next stop
Not by
is
St. John, I
Bendy
get it by
Street.
GTR Railway, Southern Rail.
Yeah? Does she know someone?
Because he works as a manager for Southern Rail. Manager for Southern Rail.
Sweet. Sweet deal, that. Oh, a bit of money you can save.
Free trains up to and around London, down to Cornwall.
that would be
All free. Anything up London, I only pay 15%. What was it? For a round trip ticket, normally cost me £180 just for myself.
Yeah.
I paid £24.50 for myself and a child.
Yeah. Man, you don't need a car.
Well, I've got a car, I've got an Audi.
I'd never use it if I had
I've got an Audi.
it. Costs more than petrol for that thing.
Well, it's diesel as well. I'll tell you what, I've spent, in this year, I've probably spent about £5 grand on that car. Everything. I've recently had a new clutch and flywheel fitted. I had a diagnostic. At the time, there's only have diagnostics that's £120 each. I recently had I had a carbon clean done, and I can't remember what it's called now. I'm not good at these cars. But yeah, it's cost about £5 grand this year. It's got to the point where I think anything else goes wrong with it, I'm going to get somebody to steal it, burn out, and claim on the insurance. But it's convertible. It's an Audi A3, 2 litres.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
The next stop is Park
Nice and
Street.
summer. It's heated seat. I've got it at red roof.
Yeah.
And it's only because it's charcoal grey with red roof. I want it at red roof and heated seat.
Oh, my boy would love that. Oh, too bad.
And well,
£5 grand's a lot.
I won't use mine for work because I used mine for work when I was working with bookies last year. The roof got slashed. Someone recognised my price off the roof. Told me getting out of the car, slashed on the roof. Now and I will never ever use my car for work. I won't even drive a minibus. I won't even drive a minibus. That was when someone was bitter and lost a lot of money. So they thought they'd slash my roof. It cost me £1,200 only roof.
What have you done wrong? Just take their money as a teller.
Yeah, £1,200 for the roof. That's including VAT. £950 for the roof, labour and VAT, and then £250 on top of that.
But that was a happy day.
I went from the next day, right. Luckily, I got it in the garage the next day. Driving along, right? My brother was driving the car into the garage. We had the mechanic. Because all the mechanics we were in the garage for about a week.
The next stop is Devonshire
Chris,
Place.
he won't go anywhere. He ain't looking at the white car. So I won't get the bus. So I use the bus. He only got to go in the bus with drinking. Because it was on his way down, he was drinking. Otherwise, it's quite hard to get high. So we had to do that for him. Just pay £400 deposit. How much it works out? About £4 a day. Because we did get a big one, we weren't small. £4 a day.
Yeah, I've never got a hair car. I always looked at them and gone, actually no.
What was it? We got one the other week because the car was in the garage for the weekend, is now there. And only got a small one. Small one, so we've got like 60 for the weekend. And that one that he was due to carry out that day had car crash the day before. So we got upgraded to a 2018 plate cash car with free charge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. phone actually, my phone was silent. Not working, I think it's back now. Oh, what? Oh, you're not outside work, are you? Speaking of the devil.
The next stop is the law courts.
I'm going to get us our dinner. Kids are having McDonald's because Maya's coming over. Yeah. Excuse me? Shorts? Why is he wearing shorts? In this weather? Please tell me you sent him back here. I was like a change.
The next stop is the Old Steam.
I've got to watch some travel because the car's not working. So I need to go see what's going on. The car's not working. The car's not scanning.
Now we are arriving at O'Steens, where I would get off and spot more buses. And probably will walk to Churchill Square. So now let's get off. Ooh, seagulls. So this is Old Steam. We've got buses and more buses. Ooh, there's a Bendy bus. It's a science bus which is on a special livery. Yeah. Bendy buses are good, and I am going to ride on one of them in the future of this video. I mean later, yeah. Bye! Bye-bye, buses. It looks quite nice here, doesn't it? Okay, that stupid bus actually splashed me and I was wet. So now we have a Stagecoach in Row 300 and a Brighton Hove bus at the back, which looks quite fun. And by the way, stating blindingly obvious facts is something I'm good at. So now we're on St James's Street, which is exactly the same place as I was before, it's just a different street. But ooh, there's a Bendy bus on OSD. Okay, and we've got these two buses which are the same as the ones we saw earlier, just now. So, yeah. So here we are still at St James's Street, waiting for more buses. And there we have an OmniDekka, which is an integral bus. And well, let's have a look at Osteen. We've got a bus that's not gay, but it's pretending to be gay. Okay, I wonder why they don't put this livery on Bendy buses, since Bendy buses are gay. But it's quite nice. Yeah. And this bus is actually named after a drag queen from Brighton or Hove. I forgot one of them. Yeah, Phil Starr. Now we've moved to the other end of St James's Street, and we've got a frog face, an OmniDekka and a Bendy bus. Who's screaming? And here comes the Bendy bus. Ooh, Bendy. How exciting. Right, let's move on to North Street. Yes, North Street. As you can see, this street is full of Christmas decorations. Sorry about my umbrella. It's near Christmas time and it's quite Christmassy, and that's what I like about the street. Here we've got a frog face. Hello, frog face. And coastline is 700. Hello there. There's another Bendy bus. And we're still on North Street, but we're now close to the clock tower. Ooh, another Bendy bus. And there's a coastline is 700. Sorry, I didn't get the reg or fleet. And this OmniLink is turning right onto West Street. So here we're still on the same street, but looking at the other way. There we have Gemini 2. And the noisy sweeper. The decoration looks quite nice, doesn't it? I listen to the Gemini 2, but you're actually listening to the B90L. There we go. We've got diversity boss again. Nice to see it in it. And there's a Bendy bus coming. There we go. Sorry I didn't get the fleet. Life isn't all about recalling the fleet, is it? So now we're at Churchill Square, and here we've got an OmniDekka. There are quite a lot of buses going through here, but it's a bit congested. This is a bus-only place. There are occasionally some taxis and pedestrians. It's a bit windy here, don't worry about it. And here we have Volvo B5LH. It's not branded as Route 2. Brighton Hove has 2 of B5LHs not branded, and others are branded. The B5LH has an automated gearbox and it's a parallel hybrid, so the ride isn't as smooth. Let's zoom in and see the cab a bit. Here we've got a Regency Gemini 2. So this is a Route 2 branded B5LH with Gemini 2 body. I don't think that B5LH has engine started yet. I think it's still sleeping, the engine. And here we have a Coastliner 700. I think it terminates here, I'm not quite sure. I've seen some of them stopping here at Churchill Square, but obviously this is not it's stopped yet. The 700 stop is down there. As I said earlier, it's quite congested, you can probably tell. And apparently people can't walk behind me when there's space behind me, they have to walk in front of me. But we can do nothing about it. Thing you should do when you spot buses is not to obstruct the normal operation of the entire thing. So. And now let's listen to the engine of the Scania OmniDekka a bit. Lovely. And now I've moved on to Western Road, so to the west of Churchill Square. And we've got these buses approaching Churchill Square, and this also approaching Churchill Square. And I had some idiot asking me if I could video him, so I cut that bit off. And now we've got a Bendy bus! Yay! And there's a bus coming, some idiot screaming. A bus coming from this Regent Hill, which is quite narrow. It's not that bad, but I like looking at buses coming from narrow streets. So here we've got a StreetDeck 49 branded, running on Route 49. And the B90L coming. You can hear it, can't you? And see the reflection in the window. There it comes. And the StreetDeck about to depart. Here another StreetDeck on 49 coming. And the Gemini too. Just a bit more buses and we shall ride on the Bendy bus, shall we? Yes, we shall, because the entire point of me going to Brighton is to get on the Bendy bus. How exciting. Now let's walk to Churchill Square and get the Bendy bus. Oops, sorry about the vertigo video. Just kidding, I just wasn't holding my camcorder. So that's an OmniDekka, that's another OmniDekka, I think. And here comes the Bendy bus. It's a Mercedes-Benz Citaro. So now let's walk down to the front to board the bus. Because you can't get on from the back. So now let's walk down to the back and so we can listen to the engine because this thing is bloody long and if you stay at the front you can barely hear anything. Right, let's find a seat there. So this is the Route 25, it's going up north. Well, it's not going up north of England, it's going towards the north. And oh, there's a frog face. And I am going to get off at the University of Brighton, I guess. Yeah, it goes along that road that I forgot the name of. And I'll be showing you a bit of other parts of the bus later, of the inside. And we're currently at Churchill Square and it's a bit congested, so it's gonna take time to get out. Right, this bit is boring, let me fast forward it. Right, handbrake off. And we're ready to go. As you can see, it is bending, which is what a bendy bus is supposed to do.
It's the old steam. This is a customer safety announcement. Please ensure you keep all your belongings with you at all times, and remember to take items stowed in the luggage rack with you when you leave the bus. Unidentified items will be reported to the police and will cause delays to services. Thank you.
And we're slowly crawling through this congested but a bit less congested place. I think we're passing through the clock tower. And let me walk down to the front and see a bit of the bendiness. Right, this is the bendiness. Right, this is boring again. Let me fast forward this bit, because the bus isn't moving. There we go. The bus is about to move again. Well, that handbrake, I have to say, sounds very Citaro. Well, because it is on the Citaro. Ooh, Bendy. Actually, if you play OMSI 2, I have to say this boss sounds a lot like the Aachen one, because that's probably the only facelift in OMSI 2. Actually, there's a Luzern one. Luzern. But that one doesn't work well, hence receiving so many bad reviews. But the handbrake sounds a bit Citaro C2 to me. So, I don't know what sort of combination is that. Maybe it's just being dizzy in OMSI 2. Because, let's face it, the Aachen bosses aren't really that well modded.
The next stop is St. Peter's Church.
In front of them, can I see your face?
Right, now let me walk back a bit and see the bendiness from the other side. I mean the other rigid part. And useful information. so you don't have to look too far. And this has got a rear door and it's sliding plug doors. I think it's electric because I can't hear any air. And it's got that thing that only allows one way, although if you go the other way you can just pull it and then walk through. Brilliant system. And of course you get USB charging, which is what buses should have in the modern days. I think, yeah, these ones have free Wi-Fi, but I don't really use it because, I don't know. But it is helpful to have free Wi-Fi. So when you've run out of data, you can just...
The next stop is Elm
When
Road.
you've run out of data, you can just sit at the bus station and use the Wi-Fi from the buses passing by. Well, Churchill Square in this case, I don't think there's a Brighton bus station or something. It's lovely to be in a Bendy bus, innit? Right, now let me walk down to the front and listen to what it sounds like. It's got a large wheelchair place, or baggage place, Mercedes-Benz badge. Okay, it sounds a lot more like the facelift to me now than the handbrake sound. And now let me walk fronter. And as you can see, there's a periodic air sound that reminds me of the Aachen city buses in OMSI 2. They sound exactly like that when they stop. And by the way, the Mercedes-Benz Citaro Gs in Brighton and Hove, they are ex-London ones. Oh, there's a compass in Road 200 NMC. So the Citaro Gs operated by Brighton and Hove, they used to serve London. Those, I don't think those are the ones that caught fire. Yeah, so that can carry that many passengers, and it actually carries more standing passengers than seats, which is the case for continental European buses, but not so for British buses. As I told you earlier, you can barely hear anything at the front. I mean, barely hear anything from the engine, because it's over 50 meters away from you. The front door might be pneumatic. Now let's have a look at the floor. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm recording the floor. Now let me show you the bendiness from here. Okay, I was just being dizzy. A floor view of the bendiness when the bus is stopping. So you can't really see any bendiness. Okay, this bit is boring. Fast forward. Okay, the bus moved before I I mean, I moved the camera before the bus made a turn, so it didn't show any bendiness. But it was an interesting view, you can't deny that. Right now, let's walk back and see the bendiness from the front. Lovely sound in it. Right, now let's go to the back again and listen to the engine. And look at the bendiness. And we're getting close to University of Brighton, so don't worry.
Is Brighton University. This is the Centre Fair boundary stop. Please watch out for cyclists when you leave the bus.
No, I'll have to get off regardless because my ticket won't take me further. Well, maybe it can, but I can't get the bus back then. Yeah. It's been an interesting ride, so... But this bit is also slightly congested, so it's gonna take a bit longer. Right, let me walk to the front. I mean the less back bit of the bus. For some reasons I find these bars a bit interesting. Okay, that sounds a bit strange. Right, we're there. Let's get off. Bye-bye, Bendy bus. Right, now let's walk to the opposite of the road and get the same route back. And it will be another Bendy boss. So I wasn't going to record this journey, but it was a bit thrashing, so that's why I thought I'd record a bit, because it's fun and more bendiness. So this bus is gonna terminate at Osteen. So before getting to Churchill Square. And yes, that's my umbrella. I was actually a bit confused about... Sorry?
No, stop.
Okay, thank you. I was actually confused about that. Lovely. It's not bad listening from the outside either, so let's have a listen. Right, fast forward. There we go. And now let's go back to this place. Again, remember the roundabout. And sorry about the lack of fleet details. Well, I just couldn't be asked to take it down otherwise. And now we're on North Street with Christmassy decorations that appear to be even more Christmassy at night when it's dark. And there it comes the Bendy bus. Bending through the street. Oh, there's the Regency again. And I couldn't be asked to take video of this departing, so let's move on to this. It's gonna lower the body. Lovely. So that now the wheelchair passenger can get off. And a few more frogs. Next we have Gemini 2 and StreetDeck. And a few other bosses. So this is the white one. It's in Get Busy livery. And we've got an OmniDekka. And this is on B5LH. You can tell by looking at the back or listening to the sound. There you go, that's the sound of an automated gearbox. And now we have diversity bus again. It's the same one we've seen earlier. And the Bendy bus! Yay! Here, let's listen to the frog face a bit. And there's another frog face on 49. And Mercedes Benz at the back, Bendy bus. Gemini 2. Another Gemini 2. Here we've got Crowe again, and OmniDekka. Holy. Let's zoom in and see the R's. Now we're back at Churchill Square. At this point I can't even be asked to put the text on, so that's an Enviro 300. And then there's the Coastliner 700, Enviro 400 MMC, and that Scania Omnilink, and the frog face. And we have Enviro 200 Dart from the Big Lemon. By the way, this is an ex-London one. And now I'm not quite sure what the Big Lemon is on about, but the Enviro 200 Dart at the back, it says, when I grow up I want to be electric. Now the problem is, it isn't growing, it's just a piece of metal, it can't grow. So now let's go back to Churchill Square, and we're approaching the end of the video. So here we've got two buses. Well, that's blindingly obvious, isn't it? Well, skip that bit. Now the frog face is approaching. Behind the frog face there's OmniDekka. Yep, this is the frog face, and another OmniDekka blocking the view, but we can record the sound. And here it comes the B90L. It's really great when you're next to the engine and the driver just puts the foot down. Well, the air isn't really great, but the sound is. Now there goes the StreetDeck, and the OmniDekka, and the Regency Gemini 2, the one we saw earlier, and an Invera 400 MMC. And lastly we have an OmniDekka. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and have a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. Good night.